Let's visualize something real quick. You're either at work or you're at home trying to get some chores done, and in the back of your mind, you're trying to figure out some AFK methods on how you can make GP while getting those done. And in this video, I'm going to be showcasing the perfect AFK methods while at work. So if that's something that sounds interesting to you, make sure you stay tuned. Let's dive in. Now, the first method I'm actually going to talk about is going to be archaeology. Now, to be able to get everything started off from the very beginning, of course, you're going to need to do the quest to get into archaeology. But other than that, there's almost no requirement whatsoever. I highly suggest bringing your best matic along with your Grace of the Elves in the necklace slot. And I highly recommend having that upgraded so you have 2,000 porters inside of it. Other than that, you will need an auto screener. Yes, I know it is a little bit further down the road for everybody, but the auto screener is what makes this a super AFK-able method. And then you have your potion reservoirs with a spirit attraction potion inside of it. So when your serene spirits do show up, you'll be able to collect them automatically while you're doing house chores or you are busy at work. Now, there are a few collections that I like to do personally. First off will be the Dragonkin 5 collection with Sherigan, and that is simply being at the new dig site in Damonheim, and it only requires 4 artifacts from 2 koches to complete the collection. And the reward from it, you'll get 2 large dungeoneering token boxes for you to collect a good bit of tokens over time, along with some chronotes that you can sell for the GP. The other collection I love to do is the Green Gobo Goodies 1 collection in the Warforged dig site. This collection does require you to dig up 5 different artifacts from 2 different koches from 2 different floors inside of the dig site, but the rewards are worth it if you're chasing after Tetra Compass pieces. Every time you turn in this collection, you'll gain a Tetra Compass piece that you need next. So if you do not have a certain piece, it will be the next one that you gain while turning it in. And then it restarts from the very beginning and you'll gain all of them in a row. You'll never see them back to back while turning in these collections. On top of that, you'll also gain more chronotes for more GP to turn in since you were collecting an additional artifact. Now, if you're just going to go after materials and just sell them on GE, I highly suggest going after the highest koch that you can possibly do so you don't have to come back every minute to click the spacebar to get rid of the notification saying that you found an artifact. I would also highly suggest having a legendary pet if you are going to collect the artifacts and having the banking ability on it, so every 10 minutes you'll be able to send off one of the artifacts to your bank and never have to worry about banking again. Next on the list for perfect AFK methods while at work, we have mining. And it's one of the AFK methods that you don't have to come back until your log out timer. And what makes this work is the perfect Juju mining potion along with the desired stone spirit for the rock that you want to collect. You're also going to want to have Grace of the Elves or the upgraded version of it. If not, you're just going to have to bank more often than usual. But every time you collect a rock, it goes straight to the metal bank. And every time you collect a rock as well, it uses a stone spirit. And when your stone spirit gets used, your perfect Juju mining potion steps in and gives you your adrenaline back for you to be able to not be tired while hitting rocks. Now, you're going to want to have the best pickaxe that you possibly have so you do more damage to the rocks that you are hitting on, along with any type of skill and outfit so you gain additional XP along the way too. I also highly recommend having your potion reservoir with a spirit attraction potion inside of it, so when a serene spirit does pop up, you don't miss your chance of clicking on it while you are doing chores or you are busy at work. Now, there are a few places that I really like doing this method at, and the first one is definitely Ruinite ores. Now, also dependent on your level while doing this, it only takes a couple swings to be able to collect a Ruinite ore to the metal bank, which means you can collect a good bit over time while you are doing an 8-hour shift at work, to where afterward all you have to do is go sell it on the GE, or even better, you can go and smelt them into ruin bars to be able to make older ruins in the future to make good enough XP to be able to hit 99. Another thing I like to do with the mining is primal rocks, all of them, not just one specific one, every single one of them there, since they are still pretty high on the GE pricing since they are fairly still new. The only problem is, even though I have 110 mining, it still takes a while for you to be able to mine an ore to the metal bank. Another plus side for mining on the primal rocks is you have a chance of a metamorphic geode to pop into your inventory, which also gives you an additional loot that you can sell on the GE. Now, this method does work for all types of rocks. Even if you are lower level, the only difference is that you would need the grace of the elves for it to be able to work. And not everybody on the lower level side has a grace of the elves, but I'm just showcasing that you can do it on any rock that you want inside of Gielinor. What's also nice about doing this method for any type of ore is you are gaining a good bit of XP along the way while also making a decent amount of GP as well. If I was to AFK for a long period of time for a 15-minute logout timer, mining is definitely the way to go, and it's usually my preferred method while I'm also busy myself. Now, the last method for the perfect AFK methods while at work, we have AFKing one mechanic Arc Glacier. Now, you're going to want to use melee for this setup since it's going to save you GP over time. You're also going to want to keep an eye on all of your degradables. If you can stay away from them, stay away from them since they do cost a good little bit over time while doing this as an AFK method. Now, I highly recommend having at least level 70 gear to make this an AFKable method for Arc Glacier, but I also highly recommend having a higher tier setup so you can kill Arc Glacier a lot faster and get more kills per hour. As you see on screen, this is the setup that I have. I have the vestment hood top and boots, bandos plate body and plate legs, along with Cinderbane gloves. I do go back and forth with the vampirism aura and a penance aura. It truly depends on my mood for the day, I guess. I'm also using a fight kill and cape since I don't have the Zuck cape for melee since I'm not a big melee user. I'm also using an amulet of souls, a berserker's ring. I have a grasping ruin pouch and the ammo slot for the additional prayer. I'm using Dragors here. I do have a scrimshaw of vampirism. As for the inventory, the spring cleaner for all of the alcohols, an enhanced Excalibur, an ancient elven ritual shard, and a weapon poison plus to help with the additional damage to kill Arc Glacier faster. Since we're going to be using two-handed weapons, the Revo bar is going to look like this. It's going to go Chaos Roar, Overpower, Blood Tendrils, Assault, Greater Flurry, Punish, Sacrifice, Dismember, and Slice. As for the Greater Flurry, just Flurry will do here. I just have the Greater Flurry unlocked, which you can't revert back to normal for some odd reason. Also, if you have the Enriched Pontifex Shadow Ring, you will gain Elder Troves 3, which also give you additional loot every 7 minutes that you kill Arc Glacier. Now, the only downfall for Arc Glacier, of course, it's not as fully AFK as the other ones. You do have to collect loot. Now, if you don't care about loot and you're only chasing after the massive loots, like the Manuscripts of Wen or the Scripture of Wen God Book or anything of those lines that you can get in normal mode, I highly suggest setting up Alt 1 to where it can notify you when you hit a certain threshold on the price dropped. And of course, if you're doing this on mobile, unfortunately, there is no Alt 1 for that. So you're going to have to pay attention every so often when the loot is on the ground, which is every 3 minutes before they disappear forever. Now, Arc Glacier does have a heart in my soul. It is the reason why I got 99 in all of my combat skills other than necromancy. So this could just be a biased thing, but I love doing Arc Glacier even when it does go into hard mode. But this is all about normal mode. I do love doing Arc Glacier when I want to have a little bit more of an upkeep of Vulcan at the game. But that does come an end to this video. If you guys found anything useful or interesting, make sure to hit that like button. If you guys are brand new to the channel and like to see more AFK methods like this for either skilling or bossing, make sure to hit that sub button and hit that notification bell so you guys know when I upload next. But until next time, guys, I hope you stay safe. See ya.